Good morning. It's me, Angie from Learn Love Tarot, here to bring you messages of guidance using the energies of the daily moon cycle to help us align with our best and highest good. This message is timeless because energy is cyclical, so do trust that you found it at just the right moment, even if it does not match today's date. I would like to thank you all for sharing your energy with me. And if you'd like to stay connected and receive more messages specific to your story, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If today's message does resonate with you, please let me know that by tapping the like button and sharing in the comments. And to learn more about me or book a personal reading, you can visit my home page. So, big time energy happening in the cosmos today. We have a life path energy of 5, the Hierophant, and we get that when we add together today's date of March for a 3, the 29th plus the 2025 year, adding up to a 9. That is a 41. You may be 41 years old. That might be an anniversary for you. If not, then what resonates for you regarding 1984? That was a highly intuitive year. And not only that, the 22 has already absorbed that intuition of the master number 11, and it doubles into the master number 22, which is of the architect and the master builder. When we do have that 4 of stability, that's emperor energy. So maybe you established some kind of either routine or some kind of permanence, maybe even bought a house, built a house, and putting up those 4 walls allows us to build a roof and a more solid structure, solid foundation. That could have been when you started a new solid foundation of a new job, perhaps. This is the first point in that we are able to also connect that not only into a square, but into a cycle or a circle of energy that moves. The sister energy to the Hierophant is the Temperance energy. We've got Archangel Michael here, alchemizing lead into gold. It's an energy of patience and of the soulmate journey. This is a soulmate card, as this archangel helps us find the puzzle pieces to our own psyche that are shadowed within our own projections, that are reactions rather than responses to stimuli that are triggers for us. That is our puzzle piece there, regarding what we need to look at through that mirror view of one-to-one relationships, no matter who that is with. And in doing so, shedding light onto those shadows, incorporating, accepting, and loving our own struggles and the lessons of our shadow energy that showed to us for the path of ascension and to becoming the guru, the shaman, and the guide. Now, in addition, here, with our solar eclipse energy. This is where the universe applies its universal Drano and removes obstacles in our way, whether that is a job or relationship, for example, that no longer is serving us. We've learned that lesson, and perhaps it could even be draining our energy, so that the universe pushes that out of the way so that we can hit this turning point here. The nodal solar eclipse is hitting at 9 degrees exact. So, this is the last eclipse of its kind for nearly 2 decades. And I'm calling it the fast and the fiery because it's quick. These can be plot lines that speed up or pivot at the drop of a hat. And what happens is eclipses, anytime they occur, they drive fate, destiny, and karma, because the north node is that of destiny and the south node is that of our past life and current life karmas, where we just need to balance out that positive light and shadow energy. Now, the sun in this solar eclipse with a new moon in Aries, the sun conjoins moon. See, that's the darkest part of the moon. It's the down part of our lunar roller coaster. Our ego is all about our identity, or the sun is all about our ego, our self, our purpose, where we shine our light. Whereas the moon is the ruler of our emotions, our intuition, our inner truth and wisdom. And what eclipses do is fast tracks change. It forces this deep introspection. It can give us sudden revelations, and the reason this one is such a BFD is that it's the final chapter of the Aries and Libra nodal eclipse storyline. It was the whole me opposing we energy. They're on two separate points of opposition, right? And that brings growth with any sister energy. We are to balance in between to master that axis. And we move away from either me energy. And if we've had too much of that within a one-to-one partnership of Libra, the seventh house of one-to-one relationships, then this quick change may occur for you or that person to help us more into balancing the we energy in the center. On the other end of that spectrum, if we've been focusing on the we all the way in the home, we needed to find independence and autonomy within those one-to-one partnerships and release, for example, codependency, which simply means giving putting others needs in front of our own to our own detriment. This nodal lesson took place for us July 17th of 23 for the 18 months through January 1st this year of 2025. And I gave us a little grading scale here, some little journaling activities. How do we did here? How did we face this axis as far as fear versus trust and having courage? How do we balance patience versus impatience? Okay, were we overly patient? Were we overly complacent, perhaps? Or did we self advocate as we were supposed to learn to come to this middle ground? It's again the independence versus codependence and allowing versus commandeering. You can compare this same cycle back to 2004 to 2006 when these nodes were visiting here, and also the years 2013 to 2016, where this axis was also occurring in those energies. In addition, here, this is a big deal because we still do have Mercury in retrograde. All these are Eastern Standard Times. So tonight, we are still reversing, moving in reverse gear. We just moved out of Aries and will be moving out of Aries and into that last degree of Pisces. And it might be a good time to process our feelings through art in any way that is fun for you. And how are we doing with processing our feelings, by the way? As soon as that shift here, January 11th, this North Node moved into Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. So, how are we doing with processing our emotions? And if you haven't seen my grading scale here before, I think you might be surprised that a B is doing amazing. That means we are meeting our own expectations. If we feel like we did a bang up job and we're just a completely different person now than when we started here, you may have feel that you've exceeded the expectations of those dynamics there. If you really tried your best and were approaching and doing the work, we would consider that a 7 out of 10 or a 70%. If we attempted, right? If we were nearly there, then that's a C. If we attempted but did not meet that expectation, then there's our grade there. And if we didn't try anything at all, this I would consider someone who is not even aware that this was the lesson going on at the time. So nothing changed, right? How do we do with that? And then finally, this evening, this is we're hitting all these same, the very, very last Sabian lesson, 360 of them. The very last one in Pisces, as we hit 29 degrees 59, we round up to the Sabian symbol of 30 Pisces. And we've been hitting that over and over all week long. And for a little bit of while, actually, because Neptune moves very, very slowly as it's a generational planet. We've been in Pisces, for a matter of fact, since 2011, which is another energy of that 22 that I was speaking about up here. Again, master architect, master builder energy. And our whole lesson, the whole point of going through all those 360 degrees was becoming what we idealize. So this is our third little sketch here, our third little grade book. Our final exam at 29 degrees, any of the planets hitting 29 degrees is the final lesson there. We are also at the 29 degrees in Venus as well. It's retrograded back 28 degrees. And let's see, actually get you the exact degrees here. Venus is at 20 degrees, 48 minutes, which rounds up to that Sabian symbol of 29. Now, to go a little bit deeper through, well, give me some more explanation, Ange, for what is this big eclipse all about? It's not as scary as it seems. So, what we do with the lesson of the symbol, we look at the degrees, 9 degrees all the way to 9 degrees, 59 minutes rounds up to a 10. And that lesson is about finding uniqueness in our own perceptions and attitudes of being. We do that by the previous lesson, becoming able to open up and have a more subtle visionary concentration of attention. In order to, we move to the next lesson, which would go from 10 to 11, in order to study the projection of our own disciplined will or tendencies. And I even added an additional explanation here, furthered this with lesson 12 information. And by doing so, because by doing so, we gain mysterious awareness of the soul's transcendence. Okay. And that is our life experience beyond the 3D, beyond the physical. Okay. So you're going to use these here to look for any planets in your own personal birth chart that are very close to these degrees, because no matter what the planet, say, for example, you have a sun at 28 degrees in a whole nother sign, doesn't matter, because this Venus energy in retrograde of deep introspection of our feelings is going to be highlighted in your chart. So let's see where we go today. I thought that I would have the houses all prepared for us. Those are also attached in the description box below. There's a picture there if you'd like to hone in and get a better view of those. So as we go through each house, I'm just going to be going through today and looking at what are the energies here and the advice for each house, because wherever 9 degrees Aries is for you, that would be sitting here for me, for example. That is where this eclipse is going to carry the most effect in as far as your life energy and the area of life. All the different houses are the different life areas. So we shall see where we go today with that moon energy also being in a fire sign. I'm going to pull out my souls on fire deck here. Yep. And although it's not a full moon, it's a new moon. This is all about choosing loyalty to self over fear. And this fear might be associated with some kind of Five of Pentacles energy, being the energy of lack. Okay. I can see the lights on in the church. I smell the food. I hear the people, but I need help finding the door. This can also be fear of physical abandonment. There's Page of Swords energy. So this is a message. All the pages are messengers, a message of love, a message of diplomacy, a message of fairness and balance. This King of Cups has a balanced heart and mind, and in doing so is able to step into his Merkaba or soul chariot and drive forward his energy without the use of reins on that chariot. So, this message could be an aha moment for you. This could even be, I'm starting to learn. The Page of Swords is the freshman of all the pages, and he's just really an observer. So, this could be even asking us to observe our own fears regarding lack. Okay. And regarding abandonment wounds, for example, which would affect our one to one relationships, and whether or not that comes out as a codependent energy, an anxious attachment, avoidant attachment. We're being asked here to learn and really observe any messages that we're receiving from others or ourselves regarding our own inner balance, our own inner yin and yang. By doing so, this can turn the wheel of fate to our favor. These are all the fixed energies: Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and uh, Scorpio. Okay, turning the hands of fate as far as our own personal wealth, putting us on the journey towards our Queen of Pentacles, the senior of all the queens. So the Nine of Pentacles would all be the highest energy as well of all the suits. This is an energy of status, maybe even, glamour, abundance here. She's a pillar of the community, and that can turn wealth toward our favor, abundance of all kinds, and especially in relationships. The Four of Wands is going to be our 1111 energy. So in retrogrades, we do have sometimes people coming out of the woodworks from the past. So it is possible that this could be a message from someone in the past. Maybe they were quite immature at the last encounter, and they want to tell you how they've balanced their own energies, because the bottom of the deck is what is surrounding us. And this is just on the surface. This could even be someone revealing a secret high priestess energy, or this is esoteric knowledge right here. This book that she is holding, it's the energy of two, and one, two, three, four, five, six. Generally, I don't go much deeper than that, but there is a lesson here again with the energy of our Hierophant, Archangel Michael here, turning pain into wisdom, helping us balance our shadows and put the light on them, the light of the full moon. And now, as we come down to the bottom of that energetic roller coaster, this is an energy of very powerful change. So let's see where we go here with our shuffling, everyday shuffling. Okay. I don't think I've ever done that before. I think it all the time. All right. Let's look at what we got going on here. Okay. Why am I getting Adam Sandler's Sloppy Joes? That is very odd. Okay, there's a King of Pentacles here on the split. It's a little better. They're feeling the energy's feeling a little chunky. Maybe you're feeling a little bit apprehensive here. So we certainly don't want to hold any fear about this powerful change. Aries energy is all about it's time to take action. And don't forget Geminis with a new moon in Aries. This is a super powerful wishing moon for you. So wherever Gemini is located in your chart, you might want to set an intention for a new beginning in that portion of your chart as well. It'll be activated by this Aries new moon solar eclipse. And when the sun is conjunct with the moon, they're visiting the same exact degree at the same time. So we had our flipper here of the Nine of Pentacles coming back. Can't make that up. So we had oh, I accidentally pulled the Temperance energy out when I saw that Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. I meant to pull this one, but he was wanting to come back for a reason. It was a Freudian slip, but there's a reason why. This is a celebration energy. I have arrived. I finally learned this lesson. And that is fueled by learned the lesson of what happens when I try to walk away or not want to see the lessons or the mirror images that are shown to me through these one-to-one relationships, through my triggers. Okay. Yeah. We don't want to be holding on to regret. This is emotional abandonment here or big time regret. The Five of Cups tends to be very old energy. So this might even be what we've been carrying around for quite a while and trying to avoid dealing with here. And we've got the King of Wands energy. I see it. I want it. It's mine taking action towards this lack mentality. And then very quickly, wow, very quickly and passionately this moves us into a new choice. That's literally what the whole entire solar eclipse is about. So, okie dokie, I'm liking this. Let's go ahead and look and see here if this is in your first house of self. 2222 on my timer there. This is the physical body, our outlook, our self image, our life philosophy, our consciousness, opinions, awakening, self awareness, arrival, expression, gateway, and the entry point. This is our stake in the sand, our ascendant in our birth chart. Okay, so what is going to be a removal or of any obstacle by any means necessary? The fast and the fiery solar eclipse here, maybe removing someone we once loved or has loved us in our life, possibly even from childhood. It could even be removing tens, right? Shift a 1 + 0 turns into a one or a new beginning, which is what new moons are all about. Maybe we're releasing here this idea of what the perfect family even is, or releasing our own expectations of self, letting go of perfectionism. And again, with that loving energy, the 10, the heightened, we go up 9 life path energies. We only go up to the 9, and that's the energy of the hermit looking back on the ways in which they aligned and did not align with their soul's journey. So, this could even possibly be when we're looking at how do we do here with that nodal lesson, um, this is an increase or a plot twist regarding a 10 of cups. Anybody that we love and loves us. So an increase of this plot speed, okay, or a plot twist regarding our own self and the way we look at love. Yep. We're seeing it through our childlike eyes of wonder here. The sun is of the most happiest card in the deck, and how we could possibly have been keeping ourselves so busy juggling life that we forgot about, hey, what about my happiness? If I'm so busy making sure everyone else is happy, then I'm literally sacrificing my own happiness. And I've got to show spirit that that is paramount, that I trust following my joy, the third chakra of the solar plexus. Now, with the two sailboats there, especially with that lover's energy and the environment on the pre shuffle, this could even be a decision between two things, two jobs that we love. We could love two things simultaneously, and but no longer able to split that energy between the two, because as you can see here on this lemniscape, that means that one side of the energy gets more and it throws us out of balance. Yep. And that's the ways in which we break our own heart when we're not following our own inner joy because we're out of balance. Wow. Okay, first house. Let's look next at the second house of our assets. This is our house of earned income. Left-hand side there, what's coming in is a release of a burden. I wish I ordered a new little mat here. I wish that was already here so that I could put these guys underneath it. Ace of Swords there, some truth coming in. So the fast and the fiery regarding our earned income, our material world, our possessions, finances, our talents, what we value, our self esteem, right? Our own worthiness, luxuries, our security, aesthetics, right? Our house of assets, earned income, and self esteem. What plot twist or plot speed up can we expect? Okay, holding on. This can be a little bit of miser energy here. So, especially if 9 degrees Aries is in your second house, then we could be seeing a plot line speed up regarding not squandering. Collecting, holding on to, again, that miser energy, little bit of selfishness there, holding back on our creativity because we think it's about reaching for the pentacles, when in the reality is when our own self-esteem is healthy and balanced, we understand that as we pour love into our own heart's cup, the cups come before the pentacles. But by fueling the heart, we have these pentacles aren't so hard to come by. We don't have to toil and labor so hard to get them, and we don't have to stockpile so much. We don't have to hold back. We don't have to budget so tightly, because the pentacles then fall from the sky when we are focused on the energy of love. Let's see what's crossing. Okay, yep, again, too busy, too much effort, too many plates spinning. I always picture the circus performer spinning, 10 different plates at a time, having to start this one, go all the way down the line, run back and spin this one. So I feel like this is what is going to be exiting. And that is, again, removal of the obstacle for our best and highest good by any means necessary. So take that advice for however that resonates for you, whether it's a job that we just hate and we're only in for the money. There's something much better coming forward here. Now let's look at the energy of the third house, that Four of Cups there. I'll take note regarding the Ten of Pentacles. That is the root of our connectedness. There is a tower moment here, not surprising. This is our third house of communication. It's the way that we perceive the world and communicate about it. It's our speech, our thoughts. It's the house of social media. It's dating. It's the house of our siblings. It is also circulation, how communication is circulated, discussions, our sociability. Okay, let's go ahead and see here. 3, 2, 1. Don't know why I'm being called to cut here. Okay, bottom of the deck in our environmental energy. This communication is regarding seeds already planted. And at the top of the pile, a lot of pentacles. So we have this Six of Pentacles energy. The Six of Pentacles is a stage card. We're never quite sure exactly what's happening or what's going on. This is a node or a nod to check the fine details, check the print of this communication. If this is an offer, make sure that there are no strings attached, and that the energy is truly balanced. Okay. And our communication here is truly balanced. So, a plot line that could speed up for us is that by simply doing the work that we've done in the last year and a half plus, our own inner balance then enacts these crops, these seeds planted to come to fruition. Okay, no longer waiting, and it does take us to calmer waters. This balance, both emotionally and in the 3D, by focusing again on our own inner balance, our own yin and yang. Okay, that is stabilizing the three with that third point and bringing in calmer waters, like I said, in order for us to take a new leap of faith. And anything that we've been worried about as far as communication, maybe you want to communicate that you are ending some kind of a communication, or perhaps um, this is about our thoughts getting a hold of us, right? And just letting that stinking thinking go, letting it all go because we understand it throws us out of balance. Yep. And that is what leaves us in confusion with that moon energy, or hiding how we truly feel, hiding our emotions about something. Because remember, the moon is about our intuition and our inner truth. I feel like this plot increase is speeding up when we reveal our inner truth or our real feelings towards this, how we perceive the world, even perhaps. All right, let's have a look at the fourth house energy. This is our foundation, our roots. Notice that there is the energy there of the nautilus shell up there here, and that is past life energy as well, our upbringing, our connections to childhood friends. There's a chariot there on the bottom of the deck, which is fourth house energy all in of itself, rules Cancer. And this house is ruled by the moon. This is about also our comfort levels. It's our own inner world, our shelter, how we shelter ourselves, our self care, our habits, how we rejuvenate. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. What's going on here as far as what obstacle may be removed, or what plot line may pivot or just go into supersonic speed here? Plot line that could pivot, this could be sudden move. Okay, sudden change regarding our family or our home. It is the house of real estate, so we could be revitalized by this change and restarting. It's definitely some kind of surprise here that comes fast. Gemini energy connected to communication once again. There's something that is completely transformed, perhaps in just how we feel safe, how we feel comfortable. There's more communication here as far as this fast energy, the communication. This is the senior of the pages. They've learned to communicate effectively. The kings trusted them the most to deliver and messages to others and to retrieve messages from others that were delivered back to the king. But this can be even some kind of an offer coming in, and there's more truth energy there with the swords. This is learning the lesson of discernment, even through confusion, of what our own heart wants, or how do I make peace with my upbringing, perhaps that caused the shadows that came out in those one-to-one relationships. That happens for us so that we can grow here. And this is an energy of the phoenix rising out of the fire, right? On the top of the deck here, we've got more communication, the third card of communication. This is can be even somebody, again, like I said, from our past, our background, our family of or home of origin. There is eight wands of communication hurtling towards our emotions, like we saw at the bottom of the deck there in the moon card. This could be a message coming to you or that you are giving regarding some kind of change here. The tower energy is Mars energy of Aries and Scorpio. So this, whatever this communication is, it could be very deep. It could even reveal what's been hidden in the moon of someone else's feelings, and they want to make peace and resolve this. Or you could simply be resolving your fourth house wounds, because you understand at this point, if you've been on the journey for a while now, that we choose our parents for the sole purpose of SOUL, the sole purpose of becoming who we are. Those obstacles or support are purposely set up by us to help us move through the lessons our soul wants us to learn this lifetime. Very interesting. Chariot on the split again. That King of Cups energy aligning with head and heart so that the soul drives the chariot. Everybody's favorite house. Well, maybe not everybody's. One of my favorite houses, the fifth house of passion. We see some pink lilies there. It could be a stargazer. Those stargazer lilies are more white around the edges with that hot pink in the center. There are lilies, of course, with pink. There's also watermelon energy, which is I'm thinking of the words juicy, summertime. Fifth house is ruled by Leo. And it's about fun, excitement, humor, romance, the disco ball energy of all of the houses. Okay, performing, entertainment. We had some flyers here. Venus, wow. Maybe even here, this is Taurus and Libra energy. Venus is the ruler of the seventh house of relationships. And here she is followed by Capricorn energy of fear. Okay. So, what could be a removal of an obstacle by any means necessary is removing some kind of fear regarding our passions, creativity, romance, and pleasure. This is a fear of moving on, guys. allowing spirit to take us to calmer waters. And you might feel like in this romance house, well, the devil I know is less scary than the devil I don't know what's on the other side. Even if it's calmer, I know instinctively or intuitively that would be a better fit for me, or it's better than this. But the devil convinces us that this is fine. It's all scary out in that big bad world. And I don't think so here. This is jealousy, strife, competition. Again, that's fear. Okay. Fear of the unknown. That would be feeding our wolf energy. But this eclipse is trying to remove the obstacle of fear. So if we have not, as of yet, voluntarily gotten away from this energy, this can be, again, more Leo energy for the fifth house of Leo. But wow, yeah, first deacon even. So the first 10 degrees of Leo may resonate for you for any reason. Maybe you have um, Leo in this portion of your chart. It's home. Okay. And this feels like you're trying to be guided past these fears of the new. Yeah. And this is a fear of again, of being betrayed, betrayal. It's worse out there. The devil I don't know is scarier than the devil I do know, or the experience I'm having that does not feel good. Eventually, take heart that the pain will become worse staying in this chaos than the pain or fear of leaving it. Yeah. And what's behind that is a balanced, equal partnership in that one-to-one energy of the seventh house. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, yeah, this could even be, especially when we saw that fourth house energy, fast, passionate communication from our roots somehow. This is someone from the past coming into the present to affect the future. Maybe they just want to make amends. Yeah. And bring this cycle to a close. Again, the removal of the obstacle by any means necessary. The final chapter, I've been seeing that a lot because the North and South Node, Aries Libra, was all about relationships. So we had to learn that independent autonomy within a one-to-one committed partnership, or a universal Drano is sending it out of the way for us, especially if it's been pretty rife with that competition and jealousy energy. All right, let's move into Eight of Cups energy there on that split. I was talking about that, walking away from what does not satisfy our heart and into a 3D reality that does. Time, energy, money, resources. So our energy opens up when we're not dealing with this crap anymore, right? Then our energy naturally elevates because we don't have that other person or other situations energy alchemizing with our own. So just by removing that obstacle, that's enough of an energy boost there to get us into calmer waters. Page of Cups. Let's move into the sixth house of our daily life here. It's the details, our health and well-being, Virgo energy here, our acts of service, our daily rituals like meditation. There's the Queen of Cups, as I said, meditation and purification, skills, apprenticeships, even page energy. And there, as I have the Queen of Cups on the left, here is the Queen of Pentacles on the right, and that is the Cancer Capricorn axes. I don't know why these cards are it's like I can feel the resistance, y'all. Try not to fight it. It'll make it worse. Promise. Just try to let the energy roll off you like a water off a duck's back. All right, what's up here with our craft energy? This is our daily life. Are we taking steps every single day toward the life that we want to live? Ooh, I like that. So, by any means necessary here, removal of the obstacles so that we can see our passion, double aces here of truth of our passion, what we desire, and are we doing that every day? Have our values shifted from work, 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 work all the time and hoard, okay, with that lack mentality, the old school way, or can we tap into our passion and our love and our creativity in our daily life to build that energy? And if we're not, Five of Swords, that's if we fiddle fart around, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So you might not like what's being presented to you in your daily life here. Maybe we're not feeling so great in our health and well being. And whatever is being pushed out here, this could even be, especially with the Seven of Cups emotional fragmentation, either a person gaslighting us to confuse us, or this is our own thoughts and words like messing up what we're doing every day because. We're getting in that rumination stage of, nobody wants to play with the brat on the playground. So if you are your own brat, this is what needs to be halted. That is the obstacle. So somehow the universe will make you appreciate, instead of, if we're saying I'm confused, they will bring clarity. And that may even be the ways in which you've been manifesting every single day what's coming towards you can be negated with this negative thought pattern. Okay, underneath that confusion, chariot energy, again, more Cancerian energy of, I thought my head and heart were aligned, but no, not with the Five of Swords here. We can, if we continue this behavior, especially in our daily life and our actions, then what it's showing coming up is just moving fast or quickly towards this heartbreak energy, Three of Swords. And what is being exited out for us is so if this is a person, this is it's in our daily life here, spirit wants to get them out pretty fast. There's that Aries new leap of faith towards all four aces of potential. They want to bring you the pentacles and the cups. Because if we focus on the truth of our passion, then we have about our work, especially, then we get the pentacles coming in when we focus on the cups as well as the passion. Whew, okay. That was a hot message. All right. Okay, halfway through, let's look at this upper half of the circle, moving into the one-to-one relationships, our descendant, this part of our chart, or the 3 o'clock position, wherever that starts, and to note how we approach one-to-one relationships, love, companionship, siblings, best friends. It can also be the type of partner. It can be indicative of what kind of energy you're attracted to. Okay, that shuffle starts to feel like it's getting a little easier. King of Pentacles here on the split, with this Ace of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles energy. This is what this fire is clearing up so that time, energy, money, resources can be brought in for our best and highest good. See what's on that bottom there, that Pentacles energy. Seventh house. So, companionship, best friends, Okay, opposition to our ego, right? Aries versus Libra, that axis of me, my, versus we. Where is the middle as far as how we are relating, how we're communicating, and what the removal of any obstacles by any means necessary. What the plot twist or plot speed up may be is that by balancing again our own energy, all we've been seeing almost for 2 weeks is so many messages. I mean, I wish I had a dollar for every one. um, of our own balance then is what brings in equal love. Yep. And it's loyal too, because your loyalty to self and self preservation, our boundaries, our open heart, our intuition brings in this loyalty, no matter how slow. The Knight of Pentacles does eventually get there, even if we or somebody else has been on a geriatric horse. And that required a change in choice here. Am I going to hang on to the old way, the old actions, and expect a different result? Or am I going to venture out into the world and look a new direction? Yeah, because of all I've learned. Look at that. And I'm focusing on this flame inside the lantern, which is the star energy. And they're both holding these wands. So I feel like the choice or what's showing up in the environment for us is that we're forced to make this choice, or we're forced to look at how we've been clinging to the past. Yeah, through fear. And what that has done is blocked us raising our consciousness. Okay, maybe we're afraid of being enlightened because we did not want some kind of love energy to, or this one on one relationship to leave. And we're hanging on to that. And if that's the case, it's not for our best and highest good, then that is what the eclipse removes by any means necessary for our enlightenment. And there's that Emperor energy of Aries. And that's removing any confusion, teaching us about our own self loyalty of our own heart, helps us not focus on the fears here. Okay, a raised consciousness cancels out that devil energy. Okay. Have faith, guys, the way that we relate. Whatever wants to go, have faith that it is for a reason. Okay, eighth house of secrets, Scorpio energy. It's the house of sex, intimacy, other people's money or chunky money, pennies from heaven. This is our Kundalini energy, could possibly be awakened here. I love all these cool shells, the sides, the slide or slices of these really neat stones here. This is about investments. This can be, what's it called when people leave you money? You know what I'm talking about. That could be chunky money coming in. All right, there is some kind of judgment call. There's resurrection of secrets being revealed by Archangel Gabriel. This is important energy. When we are seeing the major arcana energies, those are lessons that are here. So if your 9 degrees Aries happens to fall in your eighth house of secrets of intimacy, the underworld, mystery, obsession, erotica, inheritance is the word I was trying to find. This is crossed by balance and strength. Okay. Being coming in here. So if the obstacle was anything that caused imbalance, or the obstacle was that we kept getting presented with this lesson and we did not go deep enough into that eighth house, that requires us to go deep. It's all the way to Pluto, right? Pluto rules the eighth house energy of Scorpio, and that's the planet of transformation. So, yeah, this is learning the lesson of balance, which closes out a cycle here. This, whatever's being resurrected for us to heal by Archangel Gabriel sounding that trumpet, this is either a lesson that we've been trying to learn lifetime after lifetime or this lifetime, and we're finally learning it. I like that sitting here for you. If that's where your energy is for this eclipse. Okay, that cycle of fear or of secrets coming to a close. And then we have our temperance energy of Archangel Michael coming back in to show us that by pouring into our own heart's cup, the house previous. We are then able to give from a full overflowing cup, okay, and not an empty, stagnant water cup. Yeah, this heals. We've had patience to heal what kind of cups or emotions that we were either hiding or that we had to dive deeper into shadow to have revealed to us. And there's the reward. There's the reward. Yep. Whatever we've been trying to walk away from the knowledge of, whatever we were afraid to face in that eighth house of secrets, coming up for review. Either they could be, if we have not done that, our full accord. Remember, this eclipse is by any means necessary. So I don't know about you, but I would rather be the revealer of the secret, especially a lover's choice, or that you really do want to move on to calmer waters and the other person's not quite uh, in that knowledge yet. It might come out in a way that, yeah, walking away from what doesn't make us happy here, guys. It might come out in a way that is not the best way that you would, you know, that you would want it to. So I telling you this today so you can get ahead of that energy. There's a lot of hesitation. Boy, the shuffle today. This is one of my favorite decks to shuffle, and it's like fighting against it. Doesn't want to talk. It says stop talking about the secrets. Okay, our ninth house. This is the house of culture, of other cultures, of travel, of astrology, of esoteric knowledge, of spirituality, of religion, of learning, of higher learning, how we seek our beliefs, where we have a pilgrimage, the risks that we take, our aspirations. It can also be, especially because we're over here on the other end of it, Gemini and Sagittarius energy would be oppositions or sister signs, spiritual quests. The fast, what could be speeding up in our plot line or a plot twist. That could be even a sudden opportunity to travel or to seek. We are understanding spirituality in a whole new way that opens up these all four aces of potential. Oh, there were two under there. Oh, wow. The house of spirituality. Much showing us how to protect our energy, hold for more firm boundaries. And I'm getting a huge left ear squeeze there. And this card always reminds me of Cinderella, just because of it looks like the slipper, right? Maybe leaving a glass slipper behind as we're focused on keeping those boundaries, whether we're keeping that to ourselves or not. I feel like this is something you've learned, you've sought knowledge about, and this is how this new start is coming in. Yep, even holding back, holding yourself responsible rather for that stinking thinking loop that causes us not to sleep. Yep, it's coming to an end when we understand that overthinking, okay, really does slow down our manifestation. It throws static in the energy. The stinking thinking energy expands upon itself. You don't have to keep feeding into it. It's just that one thought will quickly exponentially turn into nines. Okay, it snowballs. And that's multiplication. If you want to compare that, rather when we are focused on gratitude, right, in our thoughts, that is addition, a thought one sword at a time. It's a lot slower to achieve that higher state of mind, and it can be all wiped away very quickly by a negative thought loop, and then it feels like we kind of have to start all over again, right? So what else came out here with that nine of sword? Yeah, that's coming to an end because we understand the truth of how that blocks our transformation from this eighth house Pluto energy with the butterflies. And what was flipped over here, this is a new foundation. Again, that trining energy, twin energy. I mentioned that for a reason down here with Gemini, third house opposing the ninth, Gemini opposing Saggy energy. This is Capricorn energy here. It has to do something with this self-esteem, communication energy. Maybe someone wants to communicate that they'd like to work and build on something, or this is simply receiving communication from spirit because we've closed out a pattern or a lesson that was resurrected for us. And this happens very, very quickly. More Gemini energy here again. Okay, could have to do with a Gemini or have to do with Jupiter, which is in Gemini right now, confidence in our sense of self. That way we can be open to persuasion about how to restructure and rebuild from a more stable place. Okay. Let's keep it going. 3 more to go. 10th house. If Aries is in your 10th house, Temperance on the split again. All right, let's find out here what is the removal of the obstacle from this Aries eclipse in our 10th house of career and public roles. It's our reputation. Where are we getting a speed up of our plot line or any plot twists? Speed up of our plot line or any plot twists? 3, 2, 1 right here. Okay. Career, responsibilities. Look at this red carpet, the spotlight. This can be even some spying energy or simply someone who checks out your social media. It fits nicely here at the House of Reputation. It's about what we achieve, our notoriety, our standing in the community, any authority figures. This is a house of legacy, right? Of what we leave behind. Our empire energy, our purpose, right? So that, oh, wow. Okay. Balance is coming in here for sure. What you want, the communication that you want, wants you, or how you communicate will be reciprocated, or what you are learning, right? What you are learning, you are sharing with another. Yeah, what you are learning about not holding gratitude and kind of being dissatisfied with our emotions, which blocks us being able to reach for that cup of balance that then brings in the two, that second cup of equal energy. Yep, learning the lesson of discernment here could be showing up in our environmental energy regarding raising our consciousness. I feel like this is information here that we are sharing or has been shared with you, and how we were victorious over that Four of Cups energy. Yeah. By bringing peace and harmony to our own self that cause a transformation within, peace within, pours over, our energetic frequency increases, and then that changes the vibrational frequency of those around us. Okay. Wow. That's something there. I want to get one more on the Page of Swords. I don't know why. Page of Swords crossed by Two of Cups. Again, pages are messengers. This could just be simply a reminder that people are watching. Yeah. So this is about wisdom. Okay. So learning about our wisdom and sharing that in a public way with others around us. Yep. Especially about healing Three of Swords pain from perhaps past issues, because we have the 10th house, fourth house here on that sister energy, Cancer and Capricorn, which we were seeing over here in this one-to-one relationships. It could be communication again, someone that wants to heal from the past, as we are seeing these roots down here show up with all that communication. I'm not surprised. Hermit crossed by, yeah, time, energy, money, resources. This is a physical communication. Okay, good luck with that. If that is what you are hoping for, Hierophant on the split there. Physical learning of this lesson and sharing of those lessons with others. Okay, if you're here, then you are interested in light work, and just simply by being in the chat with us, like on our Thursday night date night, every Thursday at 6 p.m., we are working our light, right? We are raising the vibrational frequency of everyone that is joining in at that time. Let's check out the 11th house, which is all about community. It can be about friends and good fortune. As I say that, Emperor energy in the right hand and Six of Wands on my left. All right, 11th house energy. So this is called the edge in this numinous deck. Friendships, group creativity, community, humanity, hope, tribe. This is the house of Aquarius that opposes Leo energy here in the fifth house, creativity, romance, and pleasure. Okay, so what is coming in? A removal of an obstacle by any means necessary, or a plot speed up or twist. Again, that energy of someone from the past coming into the present to affect our future here. It is the house of friendships, so that could be a friendship resurrecting or wanting to balance their energy, wanting to bring this Libra, again, one-to-one relationships, wanting to bring this Libra energy of balance here and heal any Three of Swords that occurred. Okay. Could be communication from an Aries or a Scorpio, or someone who has healed and gained their confidence back. Maybe in the last intersection or meeting, they weren't very confident. And if that energy is what left us behind or triggered an abandonment wound over here with that Tower energy and creativity, romance, and pleasure. It had nothing to do with you and everything to do with their own imbalance and confidence. Their balance was of ego, having to be the person on the top of the pile, get them before they get you kind of energy, hurting someone else before they could hurt you. This is the ball hogger of the soccer field, instead of working together as a team in the light instead of the shadow energy. Okie dokie. So that's really interesting here. Very strong energy, especially countering that Tower and wanting to heal, especially anything to do with romance. Okay, let's look at our 12th house. The house of Pisces rules Pisces, traditionally ruled by Jupiter, like Sagittarius, and ooh, okay. I just said Sagittarius, and there's Temperance. So that Archangel Michael energy, that missing puzzle piece. The 12th house is the house of our soul's journey, the house of our undoing, finding those puzzle pieces to our peace one bit at a time. Okay. And then stepping into, you know, abundance here again, lots of pentacle energy. And we saw that the knight went ahead and sent out the king sends out the knights to do his bidding. So this is a piece of the puzzle that was not received before regarding your ultimate happiness. And if you've done the work here through that nodal axis time period that's in the notes, then this is baggage that can be healed. This is about karma, right? Good or bad, forgiveness, any kind of it's our soul's undoing, right? Where we kind of pull apart everything and rebuild from the ground up. This house opposes the sixth house, where we had the Queen of Cups show up here and the Knight of Pentacles. So, no accident here that in order to get to the king, he has to send his knight. That's a message of love or repair here. Yeah. Any in the environmental energy, ultimate happiness card, but being in a prison of our mind, that's part of our soul's undoing, because we're meant to follow our sun or our solar plexus of joy, because it increases our esoteric knowledge, our connection to the divine, okay, the healing of this soulmate journey. And that way, intuition about those seeds you've already planted, that's when they can come up to be plucked for their use, or for the it's the energy of harvest. Yep. By doing that work, connection to the esoteric knowledge, by filling our own heart's cup, balances out or opposes the sister energy. Here it comes, guys. Here it comes, standing our ground against and putting up boundaries about any energies that would betray us, and allowing this 10 to turn into the Ace of Swords. Okay, of knowledge here in that sixth house with the wands and the truth here. Air and fire. And we've got fire energy of Sagittarius with earth energy of Taurus. We've got Leo, major arcana of Pisces for the Pisces house, and releasing any pain and heading towards the sun. Boy, what a beautiful reading. And it's totally okay if you do not know where your Aries placement is. Certainly email me. And if you know your birth time, I can help you find that. Would be happy to. I do personal birth chart creation, and they are color coded for the ease of learning how to utilize it as a tool for our empowerment towards our best and highest good. So I hope you found, oh, one more thing. I just got stopped. They're like, not so quick, Ange. Advice for you. Advice for you. Advice for the collective, please. And thank you, Spirit, about this speed up, okay, or plot twist. Limitless possibilities. Okay, it's a 51, which is an energy of 6, the lovers. We had a big old chunk here on the bottom, a 6 and a 6, a 33 energy. We had 11s, 22, and 33. It's attached in the notes in the description box. It was on page 2 of my notes if you'd like to check that out. But there's inspiration and creativity here in our daily life of some kind of truth, guys. And that opens up the unlimited possibilities, right? And where we were keeping ourselves held back, this solar eclipse in Aries then is the turning point. This is the fast and the fiery. This is all about fate, destiny, karma. We're meant to be inspired. We're meant to have this creative, beautiful light of passion and joy. And when we focus on our own, again, it comes back to us in the form of pentacles. When we focus on cups, our own cup first, healing any resurrected patterns that keep coming up for review. This is when the universe goes, let me help you. And by force, if necessary, I will push out what needs to go away so your vibration can raise and so these possibilities can open up. We've been seeing this card for quite a while, and I did talk about the energy of the 4 points being able to turn into not just a square of stability with that 4 of wands energy. Okay, what actions you take, someone wants to take with you in partnership. And then that is the circle or the 0, which means it is protected by spirit. Let's have a look at what the stars in the sky, the limitless possibility is all about, since that was our flyer. 51 card. This is the Shaman's Dream Oracle, here by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Baron Reed. Beautiful color energy of the throat chakra today, the 5th chakra. This is about embracing this opportunity, not fearing it. When we look up into the velvety dark blanket of the night sky, covering the vast expanse of space, can we count all the stars twinkling above? Can we imagine that we are only glimpsing a teeny sliver of what is actually there? This is the domain of limitless possibility, of the never ending sea of potential that you yourself are made of and have now at your disposal. Your life right now is alive with possibility and needs your clear focus to hone in on what avenue of exploration most calls to you. It's time to choose and not be distracted by the sheer magnitude of what may be. Be here now. Gathering our thoughts and our most cherished dreams, we can focus on the brightest star in our never ending sky and take small steps, small movements toward calling this glittery potential into reality. If we can imagine this and hold that vision, we will summon all of the celestial helpers and guides to help aid us in bringing it into fruition. Let's keep our focus on the essence of potential, okay, rather than the theory, rather than theory. Trust it as fact. And you ought not act surprised when your dreams come true, for they surely will. Exactly how you need them to. Okay, now we are through. I just heard that's better. Okay. I hope this resonated with you today and leaves you with a feeling of wonder and excitement rather than any kind of fear about what needs to be released and let go. Just be in the energy of ease, okay? And just the energy of water. Go with the flow, chillax. Again, time of regrouping, new beginnings. The new moon in Aries is all about taking action, and this new moon eclipse is very powerful indeed. So do expect powerful change. That's it for me today. Bye bye for now, and much love.